ironically, I really struggle with the idea that I'm a leader. I still feel in my head that I'm not a leader, but I'm still some sort of follower. The reality is that as the managing partner of an international law firm based in Dubai, I am a leader, and people do look to me to lead them and rely on me to lead them. And I need to really get comfortable with that idea, I guess. In terms of the path that led me here, I've had a very boring path. I joined Insinco back in 1998 and have really just effectively risen through the ranks of a law firm in a very normal way. I can't say that it's been without its challenges or that it's been an easy path. It certainly had, what can I call them, humps along the way. But overall, it's been a relatively straightforward path. Starting off as a trainee solicitor, becoming an associate, becoming a senior associate, and then being elevated to partnership. I was actually refused partnership twice with INS, and in hindsight, I agree that those were the right decisions. I wasn't ready for partnership at that time. I wasn't ready to take on any sort of leadership role at that time. And it made me realize that leadership and responsibility and even any sort of promotion and development comes only when it's the right time for it to come for every individual. And one of my concerns about the new world, and as I see younger, and that's a relative term, younger people coming up through the ranks, sometimes I feel they want leadership roles and they want promotions just for the sake of them. And I can't say that being a leader is an easy role or being a leader is a role that everyone should aspire to. I really do think that it is something that people should think quite carefully about. I refer quite a lot when I think about where I am now to luck, but I truly do believe that there are lots of other qualities and lots of other requirements in order to sort of catapult yourself into a leadership role, because that's what it feels like sometimes, that you're literally being thrown into it. I think that the qualities that are needed really are hard work. You've got to have the right attitude to wanting to work hard to be where you are. You've also got to have integrity. I think that's the most important character for a leader. If we look at how different leaders have dealt with the COVID pandemic, for example, a lot of people are pointing to the success of women leaders. I see another quality, not just that not just that countries where there's been a good response have female leaders, but the reality is that countries that have a good response are countries where people trust their leadership. And that's across the board. So when you look at New Zealand, when you look at the UAE, these are all countries that I believe have had very good responses to COVID. And I think the reason for that is because they trust their leadership. And that's always a quality that sits with me, that I need my team to trust me, and I need to earn that trust, and I need to deserve that trust. And I think you do that through acting with integrity in every decision you make. So I've been asked to comment on my biggest challenge on the path to leadership. I think I am my biggest challenge. I think my inability to trust my gut was one of the biggest challenges I had. I think I also stood in the way of my own self, because I would always try to tackle problems on the basis of me being in that person's situation and thinking, how would I want to be treated if I was in their situation? And that was the biggest management lesson that I had to learn, which is that not everybody is like me. I cannot treat everybody in the way that I want to be treated. I need to treat everybody in the way they want to be treated, as a manager, as a leader. It doesn't mean giving them what they want. It means dealing with the situation in a way that would manage their expectations. So one of my biggest hurdles to becoming an effective leader was learning how to do that. So when you become a leader, or even a leader within this law firm setting, you have to change your ideology a little bit. You have to start to think, how can I make this situation work for the people who are here? I'm talking about the wider maritime population or legal population in the UAE who will see me. And women and men, to be honest, have to make those choices in their path to leadership. It doesn't mean that if they take a different course, they will not become leaders, but they will just take a different path. So I think it really is about making the path to leadership your own, and coming to terms with that has been the most important part for me.